Hello and welcome to Coffee Chat with me, Jody Misiak. Today we are going to talk about our body, one of the legs of the chairs that I mentioned at the beginning of April. So grab your coffee or tea, in my case it's water, and come chat with me. Okay, so the body. Like I mentioned in the beginning of April, a lot of the time when we think our body, we think what we put in it, like for food and exercise. But the body is really cool. We can do so many more things with it. So it's just looking at it as one, I love looking at it as a temple. It's a place, it literally does, it helps me get around. It helps me get throughout my day. It is really cool. So it's sending it love every day in so many different ways. So one of the neatest things I got from when I did the Adventure Cleanse is dry brushing. So you can actually I buy on Amazon and a little dry brush, and before I shower, I brush my skin to help get the dead skin off, and this helps the toxins that are released when I was doing the cleanse, and just in life in general, just helps get that dead skin off. Helps them get off your skin. So it's a really nice little ritual that I do now before my shower. And you just take the dry brush from your toes up to your head, and the biggest thing is to do everything towards your heart. And it just helps with your butt and everything. So it's really cool. It makes your skin feel nice and soft. So that's one of the neatest things I've come across when I did the Adventure Cleanse. But again, there's I mentioned, there is exercise. And one of the biggest ones for me is also incorporating yoga, because yoga is cool because it takes two things and puts them together. So it takes moving our body, and it's really a good stretch in my opinion. I always need a really good stretch because my muscles feel a little tight, and it connects our mind, which was last week's episode. And it really puts them together. So, you get to do two in one. And it's really nice to have that mind-body connection. So what are other things you can do is really, again, it does come down to our diet. And let's break that down a little bit. It's looking at our what are we putting in? So it's making sure our bodies have enough water. It's like, are you getting enough water a day? One of the biggest formulas, or one of the formulas I've seen to how much water you need to take in, because it's all based on, well, this one is based on our weight. And it also, you have to remember, like in the summer, if you're sweating a lot, we need more water kind of thing. But it's dividing your weight in half, and that's how many ounces of water you need a day. So that's a really simple formula if you want to have an idea of how you need. And it's just, and if you're drinking a lot of coffee or alcohol, things that dehydrate you, you need a little bit more too. So it's looking at that. And when I was doing the cleanse, it was really cool. I took coffee and black tea out of my diet completely. And it was really cool because I was living off of coffee for years. And that's one of the reasons I actually named the show Coffee Chat with Jody, is because coffee became such a big part of my life when I became a mom. And I have nothing against coffee. I still love coffee and I drink it on occasion. I just don't drink it as often, and that's okay. I replaced it with smoothies instead, or like warm water and lemon with a little bit of cayenne in it. So again, I mentioned before in other videos, is you need to do what works for you. If you want your coffee every day, it's awesome. It's just really looking at your body as a whole. What goes in, what comes out, and it's just not what goes in, what comes out, and how you're exercising. It's also how you're treating it. So I love to treat myself to the spa. If that's not in your budget, or you don't really want people touching you, because I know some people that don't like massages. That wouldn't light you up. This is all about doing things to fill your cup up. Like this chair metaphor that I used at the beginning of April really does have to, you have to figure out what lights you up and what it is you want. because you can't just follow other people's ideas of what they need and want. Because I love massages. I don't love having them every month, but I do like getting them every so often. I don't love them enough to get them every month. Let's put it that way. I prefer to get my pedicure and get my feet taken care of, especially in the summer months and at the end of summer and into winter when it's dry. So it's doing what works for you. And it's just treating your body with love. And it's, how can you love your body? Just asking, how can you love your body? Is it going for a walk every day? One of the things that I picked up, and I think it was just the timing of when I started the cleanse. Like I started the cleanse just before spring arrived, and actually our weather started getting nicer. So I mindfully started taking my son out for walks every morning. You know, we'd have our little cuddle in the morning, and after our little cuddle was over, we'd get dressed, or I was already dressed, but I would get my son dressed if he wasn't already dressed, and we would go for a walk. Maybe sometimes a half hour, sometimes an hour. It really depended on him, but we got outside, both of us. So there's the moving part, but there's also being out in nature, getting that vitamin D. Right now, in the spring, we don't really get that much from the sun here in Canada where I'm located, but the more I go out, the more I'll get the sun as well. So just look at your temple. What can you do? And like I said, the spa, if the spa's not for you, you can give yourself a little manicure at home. You can like do facials at home. And another really thing that I started doing from the Venture Cleanse is a neti pot. It's to clean our sinuses. Like we take in so much, so those hairs could really use a little cleanse, and our nasal cavity can use a cleanse. So it's just all these things. There's other ones I didn't do, and I don't remember the name of it now. I should have wrote it down. Let's just say it's a cleanse for your buttocks, and I can't remember the name. So I'm sure you've heard of it. If not, it's okay. But there's just different things we can do with our body. Oh, and another one. This is a big one, and I almost forgot it. Super important. The other thing that I've started to do now, because I'm like, my main focus, and I've mentioned this before, was always losing weight. And I really just want to come from this place of love for my body right here and now, instead of it needs to be somewhere else. So what else I've done is I booked a physical with my family doctor, wonderful pap smear, and a good physical. And then I also went to my naturopath, and she specializes in the breasts and breast awareness. And I had her really break it down, like do a breast exam for me. And then also she guided me so I can do mine monthly. It's those little things that can really just, it might seem like work, but it's getting to know our bodies on a deeper level. So if things come up, we can spot them a little quicker. We can really know our bodies. So when something's up, we can be like, hey, what's going on? And it's just really, I've kind of let those slide ever since having kids. So it's just getting back on that wagon of body awareness. It doesn't always have to be about weight and all that things when it comes to the body. And another one for the body is flossing our teeth. It's something that some of us, it's a thing that we just do naturally. And some, it took a little while to get there, or some we're not there yet. And even our kids now, we're at that age where we're teaching them that it goes along with brushing teeth, but we weren't always there. So it's those little things that you can just show your body love. And another great way to show your body love is doing a body massage. And I love this. It's sending your body love, especially if you're having a little bit of negative feelings towards your body. Is you start from your toe. I start from your toes, start from your head, but I usually start from toes to head. And it's really just putting lotion on. You can put like coconut oil with a little bit of essential oils on it, or like I have a natural shea butter that it's all natural and it doesn't have a scent. So I put a couple drops on, and you just massage in, or you just use everyday lotion as well, whatever works for you. And you just give yourself love. It's like, I love, my toes and my feet. And you work your way up and you send love to every part of your body. And if there's a part you really don't like, send a little extra love. Maybe it's the belly. And just be like, I really try to embrace that part of me, because it's like, that's where my babies were. That's where they grew. And they house, it was their home. So it's really just sending that love and finding whatever little smidgen of awesome you can for that part of your body, and do that. Now, if you don't have time, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even have time, barely time to shower, let alone stand out and moisturize after. This also can work in the shower. We have to bathe ourselves, right? So use a loofah or a washcloth, whatever way you bathe your body, and your soap, your body wash, whatever it might be. And you start from your toes, and you wash your toes, and you still send love to your body while you're bathing yourself. And it's really cool. So this is just fun ways that we can love our bodies. And if there's a part of your body that's just something's off, maybe check in. And actually you can do meditations with a body scan. I believe, like, a really good one, I have one, but it's more like listening to your heart, but it also can do a body scan. Maybe at some point I will record one that does like a full-on body scan to see where you need to send more love to. And then that's a focus. And it's really just listen to your body. Maybe pause today and meditate for 5 minutes. It can be guided, or you can just sit there and listen, focus on your breath, and just see what your body is feeling. Where do you need to send some love to it today? Maybe it is that you need to do a little bit more stretching. I know the other day I was feeling pretty down, and I got on my yoga mat. Like I said, mind-body connection is amazing. So it helped me. It didn't fully get me out of there, because I was pretty emotional, just dealing with my own things, because I'm human. But I went to my mat. So listen to your body. When was the last time you went and saw the doctor or a naturopath? It's whatever you feel like, or whatever works for you. Because again, it has to work for you. And another one is dentist, the dentist maintenance, eye doctor. Those are all body things. Now they might be like, oh, the dentist. And let me tell you, I did not have the best experiences with dent. Well, not experience. I had a really bad, and this is where the mind comes in, and that we talked about last week. And that's why we talked about it first, actually, is I grew up where my mom didn't really go to the doctor, didn't really go to the dentist. And when she did, she complained about it, and she didn't really love it. And it took me a long time to realize that this is just loving ways to keep our body maintenance. Now, I know this might not be the best, sexiest, empowered comparison. And I mentioned that our bodies are temples. So I'm not, trying to compare our bodies to a car. However, we do take our cars in to get maintenance, right? We take them to, sometimes they need a little fixer up, they need something repaired on them. And, or we need to change the oil, the filters. And that's what I kind of think of like cleanses. And it is really, my naturopath is always about like spring is for doing a detox, a cleanse to your liver, and just kind of getting all that stuff out of our bodies. And it really is just kind of like changing our oil, flushing things out. Like I said, not the sexiest metaphor for our bodies. The thing is, though, are you willing to do that for your car? A lot of people do that for their car, or do that for their houses, or whatever they maintain all the time. Maybe you clean your oven on a regular basis, or I can't think of anything else right now. Even like our microwaves and, the kitchen in general. But when was the last time you really put that much energy and effort into your body? Maybe it was today, maybe it was yesterday, or maybe it was years ago. Wherever you're at, there's zero judgment here. This journey for me has been long. It has been hard. And it has been always about course correcting. I was on that low fat phase or fad. I was stay away from butter, always eating margarine, and now I'm completely the other way around. Obviously, it's healthy fats and things like that, but sometimes we get the wrong information. And that's why I always say, do what's best for you. And if you don't know what that is, start meditating, start journaling, and we will be talking about our spirit, what really lights us up in the next one, because that really brings it all together. If you're not working out, why aren't you working out? Is it because you don't have enough time? Is it because you don't like the workouts you're doing? I know for me, I've always had an excuse of time. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't really time. It was, I changed my diet, and it was ever so slightly because I was already doing this other, and I use the word diet not as a diet as in like the Atkins diet or the paleo diet or whatever other diet out there. I mean like what food I'm taking in. It's really is just doing what works for you. But like, so I was eating, back to where I was, sorry, is I was already eating fairly clean, except I just did a couple little tweaks, cut out meat and actually all animal products in general. And it just, doing that cleanse really helped boost my energy. And then that was when I could find time to move. When I had more energy, you have more time. It's really amazing. You know, you don't need the naps and you're not relying on coffee. And yes, I still get tired. I actually but yes, I do. There's a wall that comes up for about 4 or 5 sometimes, maybe 6 or 7. And I'm like, whoa, I'm done for the day. That's usually my body's telling me I need to slow down and take a break for me, probably because I wasn't all day. It's just getting really clear on listening to your body. And that's where the mind comes in with, meditating. And then that's where the spirit comes in, like the soul, what lights you up. So we'll talk about that next week. So today, just do a body scan. It doesn't even have to be a meditation. Just sit there quietly and scan your body. Just take notes of what areas hurt, what areas feel good, what areas you're just like, oh man, I haven't paid attention to you in ages. Whatever it is, just be mindful of your body. It gets you to and from everything. And if you want to create your most amazing life, you're going to need to take along your body. So send it some love today, even if it's just focusing on getting enough water. I'm not telling you to go extreme. Baby steps will get you to where you need to be. Because for every step you take forward, the closer you are to where you want to be going or heading or be. And yeah, I hope this has helped. I hope you have the most beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.